her operations and all the things that she's required along the way. And I have great respect for the patients, and I have a lot of respect for their parents, because the parents go through hell with the kids have to go through the operation, and I guess, you know, when it's your own flesh and blood, you feel it just as much. But little Katie has been 10 years with going through her operations at the unit, and she's come out the other end, and she is just a cracker. So I would like to introduce our speaker today, Ms Davies. Would you please make her welcome?
Wow, that was a wonderful introduction. I'm not that tall to get down. Okay, as Bob said, my name is Ms Davies. I'm from Queensland, Brisbane. That's where I study, up there. I study animation. I was born with a syndrome called Parry Romberg disease. Parry Romberg's is a syndrome that atrophies half of your face, and what I mean by that, atrophy is where it eats away at the fat tissue and the bone from your face. So when I was 2, it completely distorted and morphed my face, because as you can imagine, when you're 2, you're quite developing and shaping into an adult as you grow. So I was diagnosed when I was 2. It took a while for me to be diagnosed. I had to go through at least 5 doctors before we found someone that actually knew what it was. It was quite scary for my parents, because I think the first time I was diagnosed, they said I had a brain tumour. And that really scared my parents, because along with the bone and fat being eaten away from half my face, I developed epilepsy, and it's uncontrolled. And so they took me to Brisbane, and luckily my dad's company at the time flew us all the way over there and paid for it. So we got to see a wonderful doctor over there called Barry Appleton, who was my neurologist, and he said, that looks like Parry Romberg Syndrome. It's extremely rare, like 1 in a billion chance. And I was just lucky that someone actually figured it out, because who knows what could have happened to me. So I'm kind of happy that I got it when I was 2, because as I grew up, this is the only face I've ever known. I've heard of people growing up and they've been hit with it at 20, and so they've been like having such a wonderful time with this symmetrical face, and then all of a sudden, bam, it takes away your life. And I can imagine how devastating that would be. But growing up, I was full of confidence. I have amazing brothers and sisters that never treated me any different, even when we were fighting, even when we were playing. So they were just the best people to grow up with, because I never felt different from anybody else. But before Craniofacial Australia, I always was afraid to walk out of the house without hair in my face, or makeup on, or some sort of mask, because I always thought I had to hide. When I decided that I wanted plastic surgery, I went down to a couple of doctors in Brisbane, and they really weren't shy about saying that they weren't competent to operate on me because of the microsurgery. One doctor actually said to me that it would be easier for me to be hit by a car than to operate on me the way I was. And at 15 years old, I was quite influential because I thought that might be the solution, you know, because it's such a rare disease. Maybe I should just go hit by a car. So many people get treated for that. So, I ran out of his office crying, and we went back up to our small town, Mission Beach, and my mum's friend came up to us and said, have you heard of this place? I think it's called Craniofacial Unit, Craniofacial Australia. There's this amazing doctor down there. And I was like, no, Mum, I don't want to go down and see any more doctors. No more doctors. And she's like, let's just try this one. My friend seems like pretty sure about this guy. And so I was just like, okay, well, I've never been to Adelaide, so holidays for me, time off school. So I went down and I met with Prof. David, and it changed my life forever. It was life-changing. They have a logo that says changing faces, changing lives, and at 16 years old, no, it's fine. I'm just an emotional person.
It's okay. You're doing very well.
I had these absurd ideas of what I could change about myself, and he said, no, no, it's not gonna happen like that. We're not gonna have this extreme makeover. You're not going to be looking like a perfect Barbie doll, because those are the types of shows I would watch at that age. But he said, no, your operations will take a very long time to heal from, like at least 3 months each operation. And which made those shows look really unrealistic. So, and he goes, and I want to ask you something. Could you wait till you're 21 for your first operation? I was like, no, I want to look normal now, you know. And he goes, but I want your face to be fully developed. And so I was like, he made me make the most important decision of my life, because in those 5 years I completely grew stronger within myself and accepting in myself what I look like, and on the inside and on the outside. And like I said before, craniofacial, I wouldn't wear my hair on my face in public at all, or without makeup. And these days I walk around, whatever, I'll take my makeup off, I'll put my hair back. I'm proud to be different. And that is all because of Prof and what he has done for me, because he has treated me holistically as a person, not just as that's what's wrong with your face and that's what I'll treat. He treated me and he saw that my goals for my face were not in the right spirit. He wanted me to have the operations because of improvement, not cosmetically. He's not a plastic surgeon, he's a craniofacial surgeon. And so and it's not just him. I eventually met Bob, and I met Bronnie, and I met Chris, and I've met so many people in the Craniofacial Foundation and the different doctors here, and they have all inspired me to better my life. And in between my operations, I would volunteer my time with Bronnie wrapping up the packages, and now I'm doing an internship for my uni up in Brisbane. And if it wasn't for being different, I don't think I would be the person I am today, driven to do something amazing with my life, just as Prof has done. If I could be 1% of the man he is, I'd be an incredible person. And I know a lot of people think he's very grumpy, but all you have to do is poke fun at him and he'll smile. But lastly, I just want to thank just a couple of people. My father, who came all the way down from Northern New South Wales, just to see me speak today. You will never truly know what this means to me for him to be here today. My mother that can't be here, but has been through every operation with me, over 10 plus surgeries, and held my hand. Like I said, my brothers and sisters that have just been the most wonderful people that have probably made me the strongest person that I could be, and my partner, Chris, that calls me beautiful every day, even when I don't believe him. So, I love you. Thank you, Craniofacial Australia. And thanks, Bob.
You're inspirational. So, folks, it's a bit hard to follow that. We see this all the time at the foundation, and it's inspirational to all of us, and that's why we keep doing what we do. And, you know, I found it difficult when Kate then said, Prof's grumpy. Prof grumpy? I wouldn't have it. Anyway, we'll have a little break. I think we all need a little